All right. So, but yeah, we're going to see, more people getting in there to ramp it up. Oh, there's a baby.
Any months.
You tuned into a Star Wars The Old Republic podcast. Transmitting on frequencies across the galaxy. Covering the game so all you have to do is play it. This is Old Republic Radio.
And welcome to Old Republic Radio, broadcast number 43. Is that right? 43?
That is accurate.
Thank you.
Yep.
So welcome to the show, everybody, this week. We're glad you could make it. Hey, don't forget, check out 42.5 where we announce all the winners of our Games for Soldiers Grand Prize drawing and see if your name doesn't show up. So let's make sure you're in there. Tonight's show is going to be real simple. It's going to be a short one because we're running out of hosting space. So here's the show. We're going to talk a little bit about the new community event showing up in Star Wars The Old Republic soon. We're going to be talking a little bit about Star Wars The Old Republic and what conventions they pulled out of and which ones they are still going to. We're also going to be talking a little bit about Dr. Zeschuck leaving the Austin studios. Also, your emails on the show this week. That is the show. Joining us this week in the cast, we have the granddaddy of all MMO games. He is Sir Toss.
Yeah.
She is the femme fatale. She is Tara.
Hello, darlings.
The master of all PvP-ness. He is Denver Drew.
Good evening, all.
He is the master of lore time and an educator. He is Cash.
Permanece sentados, por favor.
We call him the master of community because he doesn't like spending any time alone. He is Oakley.
Very good to be here.
He tickles the keyboards like a piano man tickles the ivories. He is Kalindel.
Hi, guys.
Hello. And last but not least, he is our master of role-playing. He is Parasite.
Tokens of enrichment for everybody.
So there we have it. That's the show. This is the cast. Old Republic Radio starts right now.
Dark side.
All right, so we got a video in the mail. Parasite, did we get a video in the mail? Didn't Musco send us a video?
Yes, Musco sent us a little linky link, and it was an announcement.
Yeah.
A beautiful little trailer.
And what were we looking at there, buddy?
So apparently there is a new world event going to be taking place. What are they called? Let me look. I don't know.
Is it the Chevin?
Yes. So the Chevin are calling to all people to help them with some tasks, and you can earn some lucrative rewards.
All right. So, and Kel, you said that's already live, right?
It's already live, and as of 2 minutes ago, I just finished it.
Fantastic.
Awesome.
Finished it to some degree.
Well, tell us both of you guys. Tell us what you think about it.
In a word, awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean it's basically a scavenger hunt, all around Nar Shaddaa and Coruscant. Mm-hmm. You're just going back and forth, searching for all sorts of stuff, and all these little boxes that you can collect, accommodations, little tokens of enrichment that people are trying to sell right now for tons and tons of money.
What do the tokens of enrichment do?
There's a little vendor in the Narshada Promenade that you can buy a speeder, a bowcaster, a couple different bowcasters.
Nice.
A full sand person's outfit.
What?
And a new pet.
Nice. Hey, now, so Kel, talk to me a little bit. I want to get you in on this conversation too. Now, this is good. This is obviously a much shorter campaign than the Rakghoul Plague.
I really think that it's going to be about on par because they've already set it up so that they are going to be rolling out things as they go.
So this is just wave 1.
This is wave 1.
Okay.
And also, some of my guildies and I were theorizing that they're probably going to add more rewards. We can't see them leaving it just as it is.
Okay.
Because as of right now, there's only blaster rifles and sniper rifles. That's what all the bowcasters are. And we just can't see them leaving it without weapons for other people.
Right. That makes complete sense.
Is this something somebody could solo?
Oh,
And
absolutely.
what level do you think they could start it at?
28.
Yeah, and just to let everybody know that the whole event scales with you. So if you're a level 50, any mobs you fight are going to be level 50. If you're a level 25, you're fighting level 25.
Awesome. So it is really fun, Kel. You having a good time with it?
Oh, yeah, I love it. The great thing about it is when you get the scavenger hunt, you aren't told, go to this section, go look here, look here. You have to go around and find NPCs that are blending into the world.
Right.
And then hover your mouse over them and be like, oh, here's a clue. And then you have to go and search and find it. And
That's
I just love it. And it sends you back and forth and all around, and there's some intrigue with it. And they really did a clever thing where they say, the line's not secure, so you can't talk. So they're saving money on the voice actors, but it really just adds this whole air of espionage and mystery.
I didn't even think about that.
Kelly, you just called it right out there. They just did put the voice acting in that one.
Oh, of course.
That sounds a bit Secret Worldish.
Yeah, it is.
That's funny.
Cool.
It's very Secret Worldish. It's the thing I liked about Secret World in a game that runs smoothly.
All right,
I love it.
Right.
Let's throw it out to the cast real quick. I mean, guys, here we go. We got a community event. Are we starting to ramp up now? Are we gonna start seeing the content show up again?
It looks promising. I'll say that.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna have ramping up. They're geeking out for this free to play thing, so they're trying to get everybody excited. Right. I think it's a very, very smart move to add the content now instead of waiting, because it shows they're still supporting the game, still developing for it, and hopefully there's some really nice goodies when they go free to play.
Absolutely. Cash, what are your thoughts on getting the community back rolling on events?
That's exactly what I was going to say. I think it's a really exciting thing for folks who were kind of fading away into the sunset a little bit. This is a really good way to get them back.
Yeah, I think so too. It's a good placeholder, and you know what, Oakley, should they not be using these events as placeholders more often when there's lags in content?
Yeah, absolutely. It's stuff like this that really make it fun to be part of MMOs, because you can run alts, you can try stuff that you're not really doing. Like for me, PvP, I don't do a lot of PvP, so that's a new avenue I can explore. But that's always there. When you have these spontaneous things that are only there for a limited time, they're a lot of fun, and it feels like the world is alive. These are always good things, and they should be doing them as much as they can.
Yeah, I agree with you on that, man. I think they just got to dig into that more. Denver, what's your feel on all this so far?
I don't know. I mean, I'll have to actually take a peek at it, but it sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it does too. I think it's fun that they're diving back in finally. They're getting that community open. Tara, any thoughts you had other than things look promising?
It does look promising. Kel, I think there's a bug you came across.
Yeah, there's a really fun bug.
Okay.
I am a habitual space mission doer. Well, some of my guildies and I found out that if you do the cartel listening station space mission on Empire side, it automatically completes your Chevin quest line, and you can just turn it in.
So you started your Chevin quest, then you did cartel listening station, and all of a sudden your Chevin quest is done.
Yeah, I did everything up to where it said come back later, which is just the quest lines to finish it off. Mm-hmm. And it immediately, after I had finished the cartel listening station quest, said, go turn it in at X or Y. I was like, okay. And suddenly my quest was done, and I got a whole lot of tokens and a brand new pet and a title.
Nice.
That's awesome.
So
All
I
right.
can confirm that the light side choice on the Empire is Imperial Loyalist.
Okay. Cool. Well, that's fantastic, man. I love it. Parasite, any closing thoughts for you on the community event so far?
I just have to say that the speeder, I know a lot of people are complaining about it because it is a level 1 speeder at 90% speed, but it is amazing. It reminds me of like the Endor speeders, like the old classic Star Wars ones, but it's a jalopy. The engine is smoking. It's just all beaten up.
Nice.
I love it.
That's rad.
That's the speeder?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm getting that this weekend for sure. I gotta have that. I gotta have the smoking jalopy of a speeder. That's awesome. It's good to see them get back to what they do best. Let's be honest. BioWare is good at being creative, thinking outside the box, and like just putting the weirdest freaking in-game items out there. And it's really nice to see them get back to what they know, or to bring back what they know in another form for us to really enjoy again. Don't you guys agree? Or any thoughts on that?
Yeah, we need to see more of that, and especially more community events. Definitely. Yeah. I hope that this is going to be a habit.
Yeah, we said that back at the Rise of the Raccool too, though, didn't we? The Raccool Plague, I mean.
Yeah, we did. I hope they're listening now.
Yeah, keep listening. Keep this community stuff up because, nothing holds people over waiting for content than a good old community event, man. Because, that's a great distraction if I've ever seen one in my life. All right, let's move on a little bit. Let's talk a little bit more about, let's see, we got a story out there that Dr. Zeschuck, one of the docs of BioWare, he was down heading up the Austin office, and now he's heading out. Is that about right? What's the story on that, guys?
I heard he's still with BioWare,
right.
But he's left Old Republic down there in Austin, heading back to Canada for a prearranged vacation. So, I don't know. Certainly seems like a weird time to go on vacation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, it does look dubious, but he
whatever.
did say that.
Maybe he's really needs a vacation.
Finite.
Yeah.
I really don't see this as all that horrible because, as I said the last time when we were discussing the people leaving BioWare, I think that the game is going into a new phase and need a new direction with new people heading it up. I think it was always said that he was only going to be there for a while.
Right.
And then he was going to go back to Canada.
Yep.
I think this is just the next phase of it. And I have no worries. I think this is all just part of the transition into the free-to-play model and the free-to-play version of BioWare Austin.
I agree about everything that Kel said. I just think that they've reached a part in their cycle where there's other projects. Star Wars: The Old Republic isn't their only project, so he's going to be moving on to something else, and it's all right. I think it's in good hands.
And Austin was never his home. He was just staying there during the whole process of this. So I think really what it boils down to is he's going back to his family. He was never planning on living in Austin permanently. But that definitely doesn't mean he's leaving BioWare. There's no announcement to that kind at all. It just means that he's going to go back home to his family, which he should be. The game is now kind of running on all fours or running on whatever that phrase would be.
A knee brace. Kidding.
I'm glad you didn't say fumes.
A knee brace. Jeez. That's horrible. Dever, anybody can jump in on this one, though. If someone's looking at this as doom, are they not just looking for the negative at that point in time?
I agree. Yeah, pretty much. They're just looking for the negative. The man said he's going home to be with his family. If it was a permanent move, and he would have moved his family down, but as the article says, he didn't, and it's a finite time. And like Kel says, they're transitioning to a new phase in the game, so the old guard is pretty much gone. So it's time for him to go back and be a co-founder. Well, and on to the next beautiful thing.
Well, and let's be honest with ourselves here. I've got a boss at my job, my real-life job, who literally the guy spends half his year in Arizona and half his year, up here in the Midwest with us. And I can tell you, he's just as effective at running the show sitting in his pool in Arizona in December over a cell phone than he is when he's in his office. So, I think him being in Canada doesn't mean doesn't mean squat bit of difference, because he is one phone call away from whoever's in charge down there going, you need to do this, 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 and this, and do it now, and it's getting done.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that was the point that I was going to make. Is that, I mean, if you think he's integral to the development process, then maybe you don't have quite a lot of experience in life yet, because he's one of the top people in BioWare. I mean, obviously he was overseeing a lot of stuff, and he definitely was important. But at this point here, the development process is kicked in on its own, and he's not doing much.
No,
So it's not going to hurt the game.
He's just overseeing it, and
precisely, yeah.
And if
you know what?
Go ahead.
It's a $200 million baby. Of course he's going to be down. Somebody that's a founder is going to be down there looking after $200 million worth of their money. So, yeah, it makes sense he was down there.
All right, listeners, come on over here. Ignore these people. Let's go over into our own corner, all right? Welcome to Denver's conspiracy side. Listen, 2 rounds of layoffs. Now we got this guy moving back up to Canada just as the game starts to flag off. Listen, I don't know about you, but all I'm saying is there was somebody on the grassy knoll, if you know what I mean.
So Denver, are they going to announce a special Canada edition of the game?
Oh, my Lord.
They're going to have your edition, you know what I mean?
They're going to have hockey as a PvP match arena.
Star Wars The Old Republic moves to Canada. No one else can play it now. Sorry.
Take off, eh?
Take out.
Man, that's priceless. Thank you, Denver, for your conspiracy theory. But one final point on that: if any of you guys think that if with him in Canada spending time with his family, he's not going to be able to be in touch with the Austin office, and somehow once you cross the Canadian border, there's this like mystical field that opens up that keeps you from having any contact. Realize that everyone on this show right now, I don't think how many of us are in the same state. I mean, seriously, so if we can do it every week for you guys, I guarantee you this guy can do it every single day and with video.
Yeah, but the difference is when you get to Canada, you don't want to call the U.S.
Oh, is that what happens?
Apparently. All my Canadian friends, I haven't heard from them in years.
When I do, I just hear about how better everything is up there anyway.
I do agree that Ivan is very good at being a dictator all the way from the Midwest.
Oh,
I'm all
my God.
the way
Wow.
Got to be like that every time. All right, let's move on. That's enough. So everyone, if you're freaking out that one of the co-founders left Austin, stop it. Go enjoy a community event. All right, here we go. Here's the last one. This is one that bothers me a little bit, but I think Kel's got an explanation for me. BioWare announced not too long ago that they aren't going to be at Star Wars Celebration 6, which I found to be very disappointing, as I will be at Star Wars Celebration 6 next week, covering that for Old Republic Radio. Was really hoping to talk to some devs. Not going to happen, I guess, because we're not going to be there. But yet they are going to Gamescom in Germany. Guys, help me out. It doesn't make any sense.
Well,
Crickets.
The thing about it is that BioWare has all the really hardcore Star Wars fans are probably still subscribing.
You can't guarantee me that. You cannot guarantee me that.
I can't guarantee, but I didn't say all of them. I said most of them are probably. The thing is, a lot of the big people in the gaming industry, people don't have a lot of confidence in the game right now with all of the recent history. I think going there, they're hoping to help engender more of that confidence, and they can pump up and push out more of their gaming announcements at a gaming convention, like they already did. They've already gone out there and said at their press conference as of this morning, this is Tuesday, that they are putting out the new operation, the new Warzone, and new space missions next month.
Well, what?
What?
Nice.
Wow.
He's still not getting caught.
Nailed it.
Jeez.
There you go, BioWare. Way to get back in the game, guys. Good job.
That's why they went to Gamescom.
Well, and I also think too that they're going to be hitting some of the other bigger shows here, but they just have to pick and choose which ones they hit. For one, and for two, for them to go to Germany. I mean, they're not doing. How many shows are they really going to be doing in Europe? They still have to, hold Europe up a little bit and let Europe know that they're important too. You can't leave those guys out in the cold. They just have to pick and choose at this point.
Dudes, think about this for a minute here. I'm sorry, but tell me, maybe I am being the bad guy here. Star Wars Celebration, okay? Every major Star Wars nerd known to man is going to be in one big convention center. You don't want to take your Star Wars MMO and shove that in front of everyone's faces? Oh, and say,
they're tired of being around all those smelly Star Wars fans. And they want to go look at some Germans.
And I don't, okay.
Smelly Germans.
All right, yay. Let's have smelly, nerdy Germans then.
It's a different smell. Just saying.
See, I just think that they, why wouldn't you take a video game and go pitch it to a bunch of video gamers? There's a ton of Star Wars fans out there that don't play games. So why would you, limit your audience when you could take it to an actual gaming convention and have gamers looking at the game? I'm not trying to play devil's advocate here.
My thought is, here's a bunch of people that haven't experienced this game and have no idea that they shut down 100 and some odd servers just recently and laid off a bunch of people. Which is maybe why they're short-staffed and can't staff all of these different conventions. But that's neither here nor there. What I'm thinking is they have a whole audience untapped that they could reach out to, because I speak to a lot of people that play Star Wars. And they say, this is my first MMO, and I love this. And why not get some more of that?
Yeah. That's where I'm at. And, and Cash, to answer your question, why go to the Star Wars convention with the Star Wars MMO? Because you have the best selling point in the world. It costs you nothing to play. Just download it and try it.
Yeah, it seems very odd that they would skip out on this one, even if they just had a small presence. Because, there's a lot of companies that they don't have their own actual staff attend these conventions. They actually hire people at really low wages to set up the game and manage a booth. It's really not hard for them to put something very low budget together so that they can actually have some kind of presence. So I'm a little shocked that they're not going to at least have some sort of presence there, because that's the exact people they should be showing the game to, Star Wars fans.
Seriously, I don't know. That's just me. The logic escapes me. I'm sure they've got the reasons for it. The Gamescom, guys, everything you're saying makes complete sense to me, with the exception that it's Star Wars Celebration. Literally, take the janitor at Austin, give him a laptop, and send him out. Even something that small. And with like 50 T-shirts, and say, listen, guys, Star Wars The Old Republic is now free to play, because let's be honest, there's a lot of Star Wars fans who don't play this game, who don't know it's gone free to play. The last time they heard anything about this game, it was $60 to buy in and $15 a month. Now it's free entry. Man, that's a big change, and that could draw a lot of those rabid fans in here.
You know what, I agree with you, Ivan. I'm making jokes, but I agree with you. It is fishy that they're not going to a Star Wars themed convention to go to a convention in another country. If you're trying to cut back, you're slashing people. They're slashing people like they're slashing prices at Crazy Ivan's Pizza Hut. So
hey, don't make fun of my Pizza Hut.
What, dude? You're slashing prices.
I'm slashing prices on pizza, people.
Right. I have one other thought, though, is that this week is Gamescom, next week is Celebration, and then the week after that is PAX. So I would assume they're going to be at PAX like they always have been, so it may just be they had to skip one of the three.
It could be simple like that.
BioWare, there are 9 people here who I'm sure would gladly go and represent Star Wars The Old Republic for the mere price of travel expenses.
Dude, I'm already down there, BioWare. Just literally send me an email saying, dude, we got you your booth set up. Here's your T-shirt. I'm good. I'll rock and roll that thing for you all weekend long.
I'll pimp out Star Wars The Old Republic for a bowl and a taco. I'm just saying.
A bowl?
A bowl.
Chipotle bowl.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about Denver's medicinal stuff again.
I was going to say it's Surtas saying it, not me. You don't
right.
You got glaucoma suddenly.
No wonder people are running to Canada.
Oh God! No wonder people are running away from the show. My God. So I don't know. I get it. And I guess in the end, this is what my thought is, and I'm sure I don't know what you guys think, but if they're skipping conventions to get the content out faster, I'm good. Go skip away. By all means, go hang out with the Germans. Forget the Star Wars nerds. Get the content out, please. I'm dying for some over here. But for me, it just seemed a little out there to me. I would think that if I'm a Star Wars MMO, I'd say, you know what? Forget PAX. I'm going to go here where everyone that's got anything to do with Star Wars that's a rabid fan of it is going to be. Because you can't tell me that you got every one of them. I guarantee you haven't. And if you snag that audience, dude, what kind of community you got then? And welcome to the Community Cantina, where you, the listener of Old Republic Radio, get to guide the show. So here we go, everybody. Now, we promised last week we did all the free-to-play debate emails, so we thought this week we would just kind of get back into the bare bones of things, but you guys just didn't want to do that so much. So here we go. First email comes from Joshua. Joshua writes, "Hey guys, been listening for a while. I find it interesting that you guys have not mentioned how the lack of add-ons was a major selling point for WoW on release, and many issues that was not optimal, like the auction house, was fixed by users. Second, you didn't mention how Blizzard is working on a free-to-play MMO. Does this change the dialogue in the free-to-play debate?" Well, thoughts?
I'm not a big add-on guy. I don't think for me it was a really big thing. I know it was a really big thing in other MMOs, other very big blockbuster MMOs, but not for me. I think they added in a lot of little whiz bang stuff that we needed when we got when we were able to edit our own interface, and I think for me I was all right with it.
Yeah, I mean, as far as add-ons go, for me, I'm actually against a lot of the sort of utility ones for actually fighting, in raiding and stuff like that, such as DPS meters and threat meters especially, and that sort of stuff. Because when you start using those things as a third-party add-on, then what ends up happening is so many people use it that Bioware now starts having to balance their new raids and stuff with the sort of thought process that people are going to be using those things. And it kind of, at that point, forces people to use it. And I've never liked that. I know, WoW does that. So that I know a lot of people were very upset about, and I don't really want that in this game.
Good point.
It's unnecessary to add a bunch of mods, and really any game that has them has been around for a while before it added them to get stable, to make sure before they hacked on that API to get it up, and then for people come in and damage the game, they got to make sure they can keep people from coming in and breaking their game. So it's unnecessary. It's not needed.
What about the second part of the question?
Reread it for us, please, if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah. Second, you did not mention how Blizzard is working on a free-to-play MMO. Does this change the dialogue in the free-to-play debate?
Nobody knows that Blizzard is for sure making a free-to-play MMO. Everybody's speculating that Titan is going to be a free-to-play MMO.
They've even said it themselves that they're not going that they're exploring it as a free-to-play game because they don't even think they're going to strike lightning twice. So I mean, Blizzard's not silly.
Well, I never heard that. So as far as I knew, until you just enlightened me, it was speculation. So until I see Titan is whatever Titan is.
Yeah, Titan's
so
that's not even the damn title of the game. So I mean, really.
Well, I'm just saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
until we see the game that's the game formerly known as Titan. Then,
the name of their game that they've put in for their 2012 and beyond pipeline is called Heart of the Swarm.
Heart of the Swarm?
Yeah, that's for StarCraft. That's the next StarCraft expansion.
StarCraft 2, Heart of the Swarm.
Yeah, that's not the MMO.
And that's their free-to-play game, and they said, and a new MMORPG.
Now, if they did an MMO on StarCraft, that would be something.
That would. But
all right, this Star Wars Old Republic podcast. Hello.
As far as
my bad,
Blizzard and a free-to-play MMO, their new MMO is so far out that it's hardly on my radar.
Right.
It's years out from now still, and I think it's so far out that, I mean, so much can happen in the course of time. Look at the last year or two. WoW has lost 2-3 million subscribers. Star Wars opened up so well and then quickly became free to play. There's just so much that can go on that, yeah, it's something to talk about, but it's something to talk about in a couple of years, and we won't know how it's going to affect it until we have more of an idea of what it is.
True dat.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Add-ons, I mean, I don't know. They were cool in World of Warcraft, but I don't know if they wouldn't have been more of a hindrance to us in this game, just because, well, we've had a lot of this game has been pretty. Oh, it's just been kind of on an edge a little bit, you know? It just, for me, it seems like whenever they launch new content, it's like, hey, here's you send mail, we'll log you off the game and stuff. And you start throwing add-ons into the mix of that, dude, you were just you're just asking for more bugs.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I completely agree with you.
So I
don't think that someone who's going to create a new free-to-play MMO is going to change the market. I think having created one and people having seen it, that's what changes people.
All right.
Cool. Maybe that's just me.
Maybe it is just you, Tara. All right, let's go ahead and move on. Salutations to the most honorable Old Republic radio cast. I'm not sure who you're talking to.
He's talking to me. Move on. Move on.
I'm talking to you, Paul. You're about as... All right, I'll move on. When I was going through my Sith Inquisitor storyline, there were a few times when I was faced with a light side, dark side choice that went totally against my personality. Being that I was playing as a pure dark side character, I always took the dark side choice. But I found myself going, I don't want to take that choice. At least one time, my choice made me actually lose sleep fretting over the consequences of that choice. So my question is this. Was there ever a time in the class storyline where you found yourself challenged by the light side, dark side choices that were offered, and did it just make you regret taking it? I wish to close by saying thank you for the work that you are doing by providing the Star Wars The Old Republic community with a wonderful show. It is my hope that you will have the opportunity to bless us with years of entertainment. Your obedient servant, Darth Dizella of the Jedi Covenant server.
Oh, yeah. Finally got a servant. Sertos in the house, player.
Okay, first off, you do not get to have any interaction with the servants, Sertos.
Why not?
Because you're weird. And everyone on the cast knows what I'm talking about. And I'm not going to air it. I'm not going to air why you're weird, but if you listen to any of our outtake show, you'll get it.
I appreciate that. I appreciate you keeping that on the DL.
Well, I mean, you know what I'm saying. I don't want to, we're not going to air our dirty laundry on the show.
You know,
right. No, you're right. You're right. I shouldn't have them.
No. Let's just say this. All right, you're the Black Thomas Jefferson. Everyone said it now. All right.
I do what I can, to populate the world.
Horrible.
I'm just saying.
All right. So, light side, dark side choices. You ever ran into any one of them that really bothered you?
I tend to make my choices depending upon what companion's standing next to me while I'm supposed to be making them.
Oh.
And if things start to go south, like, oh, I thought you'd like that answer where I'm going to slaughter everyone in the room. I'm sorry about that. I hit the escape key and try it again.
Ditto. I've done that a ton of times.
Yeah, my problem is that the choice is way too easy. I also played a Sith Inquisitor and went fully dark side, and I think there's just something wrong with me because any of those ones, I slept like a baby each night.
Oh yeah, hey, no,
I went to sleep with a
Parasite, you're not the
smile.
only one. I was all dark side all the time. I made it simple. I just kept Jason by my side, and I totally corrupted her, so I didn't have to worry about dark side all the time. Slay them all. What, we left 3 a standing? Damn it! What we doing?
Okay. How about you, Oakley? You ever have any of them bother you?
Yeah, I was just kind of reflecting over my smuggler's choices, and because I made the mistake of writing him neutral, through his
Because I
story.
made the fatal error.
We've all done it. We've all done it. Don't be sad about it.
Oh man.
No, I'm not. No, I'm glad.
Do you have to blame for that? We have to blame Beyond the Grind for coming on the show and doing the whole going gray argument, that one show.
Oh man,
at 10.
That was a good show.
At number 10, and that's why you're like, well, I'm going gray now because Barcelona's got a great point. Well, too bad they didn't do anything with it. So okay, keep going.
Well, I had to obviously do light and dark, And there were times where, I would get a little too light or a little too dark, and I'm like, okay, I need to, like, if I went a little too light, okay, I need to start making some dark side decisions. But they wouldn't be presented that easily. It would be really sinister stuff that goes against what I wanted my character to be. Mm-hmm. So it's like, so at one point, push comes to shove, I have to take those dark side decisions, or else I'm going to get to light side. So I had to kind of bite the bullet a little bit a few times, and it was like, I didn't really want to do that. Mm-hmm. So I totally know where this guy's coming from. Absolutely.
All right, cool. For me, I don't know. I would say I had conflict with my trooper a few times. I did. There were a few choices there I just didn't dig. And either one wasn't good for me. And so, yeah, it did kind of bother me. But, I will say this, too. When I was doing my Jedi Sage, I would find myself specifically doing dark side choices just to try to spice up that storyline a little bit.
Yeah, I'll agree with you on that one, because I ran a 100% light side Sage.
Boring.
Well, yeah, but you know what? I really kind of got into the whole politics of the thing, and yeah, I will say some of the choices were just downright cheesy. I live to serve the Republic.
I mean, it's like every time you choose a light side choice with that guy, it's always just that canned Boy Scout response. I just got so tired of it.
Right, and I agree with that. I ended up light 5 really quickly with my main, and I will say though, trying to play Empire side and doing a lot of the dark side choices was kind of difficult for me. I mean, because I really like to get into my characters and stuff, and it bothered me sometimes when you had to slaughter a family or whatever. It's like, geez. Yeah. But that's what it's all about.
I had a ton of problems with my decisions. Not that, I take that back. I had a ton of problems with my companions, but because I was a Sith Inquisitor, what I did was I handed them a lot of gifts because I was into diplomacy real deep.
Yeah.
And when they talked back, I used the /punish command and smacked the shit out of them.
Whoa, come on, people. Language. You're killing my editing tonight.
I'm sorry. Hang on. Mark for time. And when I had a problem with them, I used the /punish and smacked them.
Now I'm going to go with the first one. Sorry, dude.
Okay.
I'm just going to go with the first one.
I'm trying to work with you here, Ivan. I'm trying to work with you.
And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm just keeping all that in. That's just all going to stay in the show. So,
hey, Parasite.
Yep.
And Denver, you notice something? All the guys that played light side had all these problems with doing dark side choices, while the rest of us just manned up.
Yeah, manned up.
Oh, no, he
manned
didn't.
up, you shallow man. I mean, really? I'll just press the red one because the red button makes me cool. Come on.
It's impossible for me to be shallow. I'm fat, so I'm wide and deep.
Come on now.
Hello.
All right.
Big boned.
Speaking of the Jedi Sage, here comes our next email. Greetings, Old Republic Radio. Recently discovered Old Republic Radio has been has been great to enhance the Star Wars Old Republic experience with your knowledge and insight. I do have 2 questions. This, I believe, is coming your way, Cash. What goes into the PvP protection score, other than the obvious guard of the tanks? Does the damage absorbed by a Sage's force armor add to this score?
Oh, geez, that's complicated crap right there. All I know is use that bubble as much as you possibly can. It definitely helps with your healing and saving of your force when you're spamming heals. So every chance I got, I would pretty much pick one person or the person who was getting into the most trouble, and I'd spam that force bubble on them, and you throw them heals at the same time. It does. I don't think it's a large amount of damage that it absorbs, but it was definitely enough to be able to give you time to get off the big heal. But the numbers behind it, I can't answer. I'm not sure.
All right, anyone got the numbers behind it, or even a rough guess?
As far as I know, that does not count towards your protection because, well, I shouldn't say that because usually, if you think about it from the perspective of if you're playing, an assassin. Guard, obviously, you get all the points from that, but when you taunt, you're decreasing the amount of damage going into whoever that person is. So I have to imagine that you would get some protection from it. The question is, based on what Cash is saying, it doesn't do that much protection, so you wouldn't. It doesn't have that much mitigation, so you wouldn't get very many points in protection. So if it does, it's minimal. But I haven't played that, so I honestly don't know.
Thank you, Denver. Here's the second question: how much is the absorb high amount of damage? Does the Sage's Force Armor actually absorb? So how much damage does the Force Armor actually absorb? Does anyone have any idea on that one?
I want to say it was like 400, something
400?
like that.
Okay.
It's not that much. The good part about it is that as soon as that damage is absorbed, it's got a really quick cooldown, so you can pretty much spam that thing and keep it on all the time.
Definitely think it's more than 400 because I can take a couple of seconds of punishment from 50 PvPers with it on.
I heard it was percentage of hit points plus bonus healing factor equals the maximum absorb amount. So,
okay,
it's all relative, man.
It's all relative.
Plus, my wife's saying that it changes depending on how you're traded as well. So it obviously, if you're completely traded into it, it's going to do a heck of a lot more. But yeah, it does a fair amount.
All right, well there we have it. Well, Wolfgang Amadeus, thank you for answering probably the most challenging question we've ever had to face on Old Republic Radio, and I apologize right now for how that worked out. So, no, it was good. Good job, guys. Thank you very much. Let's go ahead and move on. Hey, everyone. My name is Sergeant James McLean. Jim, Jimbo, Jimmy, Jackass, or whatever you want to call me. I'm a military police soldier stationed in Germany and just got back from Afghanistan a couple of months ago. I just started playing Star Wars The Old Republic a couple of days ago, and only because I didn't have a chance over there, and he put an expletive in there, which I will not say, and listened to you guys for the first time, and I have to say I really enjoyed your podcast. I'm still trying to learn the game since I haven't played an MMO for a few years now. I first listened to episode 39. I must say that hearing how you were involved in Games for Soldiers is just awesome. I know there are a lot of soldiers, airmen, sailors, and Marines that have some total suckfests, but I can say most of us can sleep a little better at night knowing there are still some people supporting us. I plan on listening to all your podcasts over the next couple of weeks while I learn the ins and outs of Star Wars The Old Republic. I play on the Harbinger, but I don't have a main yet as I'm trying to figure out exactly what I want to play as. Keep up the good work. You're all funny, and I really enjoy hearing everyone's opinions on different subjects. And thank you all again for the support you show. I hope you all hearing appreciation from a single soldier makes you feel as good as it does when we hear it from all of you. Sergeant James McLean, 527th Military Police Company. Strike deep.
Thank you, brother.
Oh, wow.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you for your service.
Yes, thank you for your
Thank
service.
you.
Yes, thank you. And the Sith Inquisitor is the best class.
No, that would be the Marauder. No.
Sith Inquisitor. Sith Inquisitor is the best class, and we would gladly have you, sir. And thank you for your service.
I've got to say that too, Sergeant. You're listening to the show. Hey, man, the Harbingers are home. So if I don't see a application to either TFO or Genesis in the next 2 weeks, really, dude? I'm just going to start spamming your email. Get your butt into one of the guilds that we call home, man, and come hang out with us for a while. But, I'll have to agree, go to the Empire. We're more fun over there. Sorry, Oak. No offense to your wife either. Just pick either one, Sarge. I'm sorry. I'm digging a hole. So, but thanks, man. That really helps out. That was really good to hear, man. We do need to hear it.
I think it's important to mention that, all fun and games aside, there's a reason that we're all sitting here being able to do podcasts and being able to have fun with each other gaming and play games in the first place. And it's because of guys like Sergeant. It's selfless action. It's selfless action.
Absolutely,
and
man.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And I'm glad you're back from Afghanistan. But I'm kind of, I'm not going to say I'm bummed, but, it would have been cool if you would have gotten one of our games. But it's okay. Just don't go back. Don't go back to get one either, please.
Stay home.
Stay home.
Yeah, and all I'll say is if you're in the Denver metro area at any time, we'll go grab a beer.
Absolutely. And if you're down at Orlando for Star Wars Celebration 6, just look for me. I'll watch you drink a beer. So there we go. Last email of the night. Hi, it's Captain Lennox again. I have noticed since around your 30th podcast that I'm hearing what I think are cricket sounds at the end of most of your podcasts, around when you're saying goodbye to everyone. Is this really cricket sounds I'm hearing? If it is, what's the story behind that? I ask because if I recall correctly, the sounds of crickets in most cases usually indicates a pause where nobody is talking. Or someone might have said something very shocking, very dumb, or very unconnected to anything else that's going on. I don't think this is the case at all with your wonderful, very educational, entertaining podcast.
Nope. It's all those things.
I think we should have a long pause for crickets. Sorry.
I don't know. I think he may be referring to the outro song we've been using.
Yep,
has a cricket kind of sound in it.
It's got like a here. You know what? I'll just here, Lennox. This is what you're hearing behind her voice. See, that sounds just like crickets. I get it. So, but with that in mind, though, I will also like to answer your email with the orange saber crystal.
What?
Where'd that come from?
Crickets.
Dave's not here, man.
Oh man, it's his Dave. Let me in.
Oh my god. All right, so with that, let's go ahead and call last call on this Community Cantina. As always, please, Old Republic community, give us your emails, oldrepublicradio@oldrepublicradio.net. Send us in anything, and we'll read it on air, and we'll try to talk to the best of our ability. For those of you who sent us emails we haven't gotten to yet in the month of August, don't worry, you're flagged. We'll get to you before we're done. So with that, let's go ahead and wrap up this very short Old Republic Radio. That was Old Republic Radio broadcast number 43, The Short Show. Thanks, everybody, for joining us this week. As always, please email us, oldrepublicradio@oldrepublicradio.net. Come check out our website, oldrepublicradio.net. Follow us on Twitter @OldRepRadio, and you can find us on Facebook and Google+. Also, check out our other website, mog-radio.com, home of The Siege, our Guild Wars 2 podcast, The Inferno, our Diablo 3 podcast, and home of the Mog Nation, which is our gaming community. Cash, where can people go to find the Mog Nation if they were interested?
You can find us at www.mog-nation.com. Come join the very largely growing and thriving community, and follow us on Twitter at Mog Nation Gaming.
Fantastic. So with that, everybody, that reminds me, feel free to follow our Mog Radio website on our Twitter there too, at Mog Radio 1. It'll keep you up to date on every single thing we're doing, and we got some pretty fun stuff coming up for you guys that you don't even know about yet. So with that, thank you all for listening to the show this week. Thank you, Cast, for coming and sharing your expertise as well as your pure insanity this week. And we thank you all for listening to Old Republic Radio, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye. Crickets.